Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about bottled cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight on FBC News, People's Democratic Party launches manifesto. Sadelpa opens its Lautoka office. And Fiji Fest holds first youth rally. Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini and this is FBC News. The People's Democratic Party is the first political party to launch its manifesto for the 2014 elections. The Delegates Conference in Delkusha Nosuri also elected Andi Siviangoro as Deputy Party Leader and made minor amendments to the PDP Constitution. Edwin Nunn reports the party also wants a Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
This document outlines the platform on which the People's Democratic Party will contest the elections.
The PDP is proud to be a truly multiracial party, born out of the struggle for democracy, respect for human rights, and compassion for the poor and the underprivileged, equality and social justice for all. The party offers a new beginning.
Some of the PDP's election promises include a review of the 2013 Constitution and all current decrees, a review of the National Provident Fund pension scheme, free water and VAT-free electricity for the poor.
There must be a closure to the hurt that has been suffered by our people. Only then can we proceed to rebuild our country.
PDP leader Felix Anthony says if elected, the party will ensure landowners have more say on Itoke land administration and the payment of rent money. It also proposes to reinstate the Great Council of Chiefs.
The removal of the Great Council of Chiefs, and that too with great insult, cannot go unchallenged. The PDP undertakes to safeguard indigenous rights and promote indigenous knowledge. The party will mainstream indigenous knowledge, restore the GCC, and ensure that it has a meaningful role to play in assisting government.
The PDP promises to allow police and prison officers to form unions, increase funding to the judiciary, improve the sugar sector, and pump money into non-tourism businesses. The manifesto will be widely circulated by the People's Democratic Party to reach as many voters as possible. For first-time voters or those unfamiliar with what a manifesto is, it contains a political party's election promises, its national policies and its economic and social strategies if elected into government. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Fiji First held a youth rally in Nandi this morning. Party General Secretary Ayaz Sayed Qayyum explained the voting process and took questions from largely first-time voters. Apisala Medoka has the story.
The Fiji First, through its campaigns, is also educating young voters how to vote.
They put all the names, they have all the names, they're listed alphabetically, and they have a barrel, you know, like the lotto or whatever. So then they'll have all the numbers there from 132 to 386, they pull out one number. So number 323 goes to Rode Kepa. So she'll get 323. Next one, the pull out. Joseph Orenge Benyam Rama. Say he gets 289. So that's how people are given the numbers.
The party has fielded many questions from voters in its election rallies, and it was no different this morning. Education still top on people's minds.
In the school, the education is free. I'd like to know what happened to preschool education.
Okay. In fact, that question was asked last night also. As the Prime Minister announced, we want to make that free also. But there is a problem. At the moment, not all the preschools or kindergartens are registered. It's not controlled. Some of them are, some of them are not. You don't know. In Suva, you can go anywhere. The three of us can get together and open one kindergarten in Suva.
I'm not sure it can be monitored.
No. That's what we're doing this year. That's what's happening this year. We have to register them all. Once they're registered, and then from next year we've said we'll make it free.
Other issues that were brought up during the rally were issues regarding the economy, the cost of living, value of the Fijian dollar, and much more. Sayad Kayum says Fiji First, like all other parties, will have to hand in the names of its 50 candidates a month before election day. Apisalome Doka, FBC News.
Meanwhile, a wide range of issues were brought up at the Fiji First campaign at Nakorovo village in Rewa recently. Apisalome Doka reports on what voters want to know before heading to the polls.
One of the pressing issues raised during the campaign rally was the interpretation of a secular state.
There have been rumors that have been circulating and has really raised concern. The meaning of secular state, we have been told about the ban of saying the name of Jesus Christ in schools. My understanding is that we should be allowed to practice our own religious belief.
Section 4.1 says religious liberty is recognized in the Bill of Rights is a founding principle of the state. So everybody is free to practice their religion.
Anything I raise is some of the schools, some of the people are saying that practicing Jesus' name in some schools are prohibited.
No, that is wrong. If there is a service in school, it should continue. But if it is conducted by Christians and is attended by Muslim students, or Hindu, or Baha'i, if one of them wants to go out of the classroom, he or she can do so. No one can stop the student to stay for worship. It is their right. You cannot force someone to attend to a religious belief which he or she does not attend.
Fijians from Nakorovo are also concerned about the implementation of the free education program.
We are gathered here at the school which should be attended by students here in Riketi. I am concerned and want to question the Education Ministry if it is right for parents here to take their students attending primary schools outside Riketi, because we now have the free education program. Is it right to take our students to other schools?
School zoning does not allow students here to attend schools outside Riketi. They all should attend Riketi district. This is their school, which means they are not entitled to the free bus fare scheme because they should not be attending schools outside their zones. I urge you parents not to undermine the standard of the district school and differentiate teachers with other schools.
Those attending the meeting at Riketi District Primary School raised issues with the government decision to abolish the Great Council of Chiefs.
If you win the 2014 elections, will you be able to conduct meetings with chiefs of this country since the Mbosile Bubakaturang has been abolished?
Do not mix the Great Council of Chiefs and our paramount chiefs. Politicians have been telling people that without the GCC, automatically wipes out chiefly status in the country. It is wrong. Our chiefs will remain and no one will ever remove them. Our chiefs will be here till the end of time. We must move away from the GCC as it is politicized. It will never return, but our chiefs will remain chiefs.
Bainimarama urged the people to read the Constitution and understand it well, as they could be carried away by some politicians who will misinterpret the Constitution just to win votes. Apisalome Doka, FBC News.
The Social Democratic Liberal Party today opened its new office in Lautoka, the nerve centre for the Western Division. The new office and the presence of rugby league stars Apisai Koroisau and Lote Tungiri has given SODELPA a boost in its election campaign. Christopher Chand reports.
SODELPA held a march through Lautoka City this afternoon before the opening of their new centre.
It will serve as the nerve centre of the SODELPA campaign in the West, now starting to move into high gear. Our nominees are out in the field in many parts of Fiji, spreading SODELPA's message. We offer a vision of a Fiji remade, a Fiji of freedom and prosperity, where the Ku culture is banished to where it belongs. There is only one place for it, and that is on the garbage heap of our history.
The presence of South Sydney Rabbitohs pair Lote Tungiri and Apisai Koroisau drew a crowd and gave party members a confidence boost.
Assure our visitors from the South Sydney Rabbitohs that SODELPA has its game plan in place. We are focused and confidently expect to score enough points to win.
Both Tungiri and Curaçao have thrown their support behind the party.
They are here through the efforts of the SODELPA nominees, Bill Ngavoka, and another rugby legend, Willie Satala, who is also standing on the SODELPA ticket.
SODELPA has already indicated a coalition with the Fiji Labour Party. The party is also holding more political campaigns ahead of the September 17th elections. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Stay tuned. Still to come on FBC News, FBC's Butupala proves a hit in the West.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot.
Deke me lala, kai me high. Tangi tauwa me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot. Mirchi FM, bo julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. The recent increase in crime and illegal drugs in the country has prompted the relevant authorities into action. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority and the police are looking at ways to strengthen Fiji's border control. Ellen Stolz explains how they plan to do this.
A combined effort to tighten border security at the Nandi International Airport is a start.
We are going to have a centralized monitoring system headed by the police and us to be there with them 24/7 for us to monitor incoming and outgoing passengers and the traffic. The dog unit that also will come in the first quarter of next year. It's a combined initiative by the Fiji police and us. We help in our monitoring system at Nandi Airport as well.
Police spokesperson Atunaisa Sokomuri says they usually send their officers abroad to get special training and that they are making the effort to ensure people in Fiji are safe. The police force currently has a canine unit and in partnership with FERCA, it plans to strengthen it. Though Fiji is lacking in areas like resources, Tikolevu says the focus should be on training and upskilling our people at our border.
Last year, a Tongan national that came to Fiji with his weapons, not detected in years, but we detected them at Nandi Airport. We've gone on a big rifle and some short pistols there. But it's just to show these things, the tools are just as a tool. At the end of the day, it comes back to our own people.
Detecting illegal drugs and crime at our borders will certainly make Fiji a safer place. While we have a long way to go, the relevant authorities are reassuring Fijians that they are doing the best they can to make this a reality. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Somosomo will become the hydroelectric powerhouse of a large part of Taveuni, says Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama. He made the comment at the groundbreaking ceremony of the multi-million-dollar hydro dam at Somosomo today. Bainimarama said 95% of the population has some form of access to electricity, adding that has increased from 85% as reported in the 2007 census. Bainimarama said they are determined to achieve 100% coverage as soon as possible and deliver power that is affordable and sustainable. The hydro dam, which is expected to generate 700 kilowatts of electricity, has been made possible through a contribution of $15 million by the government of the People's Republic of China. It was a night of live Fijian music as hundreds flocked to Lotoko's Churchill Park last night to watch Butumpala. The annual event was hosted by FBC's Bula FM radio station. It was a night of dancing and celebrating as some of Fiji's top bands like Malumuni Tombu, Keinei Vokura and Vongani Delain Doki Doki performed live on stage. FBC events coordinator Serafina Wedlock says the event was a success. Coming up, a glimpse of what's up in sports. Fijian athletes told to set goals.
Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nandi.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Buttercola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome to FBC Sports Now. Nandronga remains unbeaten in the Skipper Cup provincial rugby competition. This is the Stallions thump Lautoka 64-15 at Lawanga Park in Singatoka. In other matches played, Nandi thrashed Maduwata 50-16, while Tailevu beat Ovala 23-16. Naitasiri and Northland also won their games, while in a match played last night, Suva beat Namosi 11-3. The inaugural Fiji Athletes Forum was held in Suva today, with Fijian sports people being reminded never to lose sight of their goals. Former New Zealand Olympian Barbara Kendall was the guest speaker, reminding Fiji athletes they need not fear coming from a small nation while competing at the international events. Indra Singh has more.
An athlete's kit, which is online. All this information.
It's all about setting goals and achieving it, because without that you are nothing competing at international events. This was the message to Fijian sports people at the inaugural Fiji Athletes Forum in Suva today.
The main aim is to have the athletes acting with excellence for life in all areas of their life. So it's understanding the benefits that you learn from sport and all the skills that you learn from sport, and raising the bar of the level of performance in sport, and then transferring that into the communities and in the way that they behave in their lives.
Kendall says the Fijian athletes have all the ingredients to make it big on the world stage.
Fijian athletes have incredible physical attributes that set them above. They already have an advantage over a lot of their counterparts with the physical talent that they have. Now they just need the good training, coaching and international experience. It's all very important to get that toughness within their mind to be able to compete, because that's the last 10%.
The input from the participants was also a major goal scored by the Fijian athletes.
Great, everyone's keen, everyone's engaged, and I wish we had more time. I'd love to be able to work with them for weeks upon end to really raise that bar, but it's a good start.
For one netball rep, it's all about learning from the best.
We've enjoyed the first part of it. It gives us a lot of thinking, and it drives us and motivates us to be the best. I think that's why we're here today as well, and also to go back and share this to our other teammates.
Lutua says she will use the knowledge learned to better the sport of netball, which is trying to make it big on the world stage.
Yes, we are going to go out there and show or tell them what we've learned today and how it's going to drive us to that goal that we are going to be focusing for 2015.
So all in all, this is what the athletes have been told: never give up, give it your best and make Fiji proud. All this will be seen in the upcoming international events. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Team Fiji to the Pacific Games will have more than 500 athletes and officials take part in Papua New Guinea next year. Team Fiji Chef de Mission Kathy Wong says this number could change, but 2015 will see one of the biggest number of national athletes in action. She says they will soon be setting a target of how many medals Team Fiji will be aiming for next year.
Our last numerical entries, I entered 520. Yeah. And this number, we may play around, it may drop, it may go up a little bit, but we are taking a huge contingent of team sports. Team sports stay fixed as it is. Initially we started off as 580, we've dropped it to 525, we dropped it to 520, but that's the current number. Our numerical entries, which we closed last week, 520.
And meanwhile, Cricket Fiji is looking at leaving early for the 2015 Pacific Games because of the difference in the playing pitch in Papua New Guinea. Cricket Fiji says its players will need to get used to the pitch before action begins.
PNG is only one of the two East Asia Pacific nations that have third wickets. Our Chef de Mission just said that they are now including a third one, which is will be very good. We'll have the senior women and senior males team participating. Unfortunately, we do not have a third wicket here in PG. We might have to work on preparation for that. Maybe start date minus 10 days to PNG, or maybe to here to Australia.
Taking a look at the weather, well, fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today. Warm temperatures all around, high 20s all around. Lambasa was 31 degrees. No major change in weather tomorrow, fine conditions will remain. Now for the further outlook, some showers over the eastern and interior parts of the larger islands. fine apart from possible afternoon or evening showers elsewhere. Southeast winds 15 to 20 knots and moderate seas, moderate southerly swells. Recapping our headlines, People's Democratic Party is the first to launch its election manifesto. Social Democratic Liberal Party opens an office in Lautoka. And Fiji First holds its first youth rally in Nandi. On to our poll question now. Are you familiar with the voting process? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's news for tonight. The team and I will be back tomorrow evening. Until then, enjoy the night.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
I love Mirchi FM, it's so hot.
Deke me lala, kai me hi. Tangi tauwa me. Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva.
It's hot.
Mirchi FM, bon julum julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.